Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae R. Roddy. I am coming on with breaking news, with stimulus news and report, especially regarding the eviction moratorium that impacts small businesses around the country, and also some breaking news regarding the EIDL grant and EIDL loan programs in relation to the latest infrastructure bill that is being negotiated by Congress as we speak. This is really important information for all you entrepreneurs and small business owners out there. So do come on in. Let me know who you are, where you're hailing from, what your business is. Do share this out. Because I have some not so good news to provide, and I want to let you know what actions that we can all take to help turn this situation around. So again, welcome to this news update and report. I have a lot of information to get through, a lot of updates to be able to provide. As always, please do drop your questions in the comments, and I will try to answer any questions you have. And then I always follow up after the program. Do subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified anytime that we go live here. We're helping so many businesses, but sometimes it seems like every time we take steps forward, there's something pulling us back. So I understand that, and I'm on the forefront of this. Continue to advocate, continue to petition, continue to educate and provide you all with resources and tools to help you survive and then also thrive. If you don't know that there are even many changes that are happening as we speak due to the fact that COVID is yet again on the rise due to the Delta variant. So there's a lot more happening. There's debating going on, people trying to figure out what to do with their children if they're going to go to school. Then you have teachers getting sick. It's just crazy. Businesses still trying to stay open, keep their businesses open, in spite of the fact that they may not go to a shutdown, but there's even more restrictions that are going to impact the small business community. So I want to first start off by talking about the eviction moratorium. Okay, so what this is this is a benefit as part of the American Rescue Plan, right? It happened before then where they put a moratorium or a ban on evictions. And so landlords are not allowed, or we're not allowed to evict tenants. This is not just regular tenants. This includes small business owners that are tenants that are out there, right? So again, I work with a lot of business owners that have brick and mortar businesses that are like, I'm trying to get access to funding. I owe my landlord. And my landlord, a lot of them aren't even flexible, right? And the landlords want their money, and for over a year haven't been paid in some instances. So you have small business owners on both sides trying to get relief, and it's just been a struggle. So this past Saturday, July 31st, the eviction ban ended without Congress taking any type of action to extend it. I don't know why they continue to wait to the last minute to do these things. So there was a lot of back and forth in the media, Congress blaming the White House blaming Congress. Instead of them coming back, they're on vacation. Instead of coming back, they had one, Cori Bush is her name, one congresswoman that slept on the steps of the White House or Congress, and called for them to come back and to make an extension on the memorandum. Okay, so it's crazy. So the CDC decides it's going to extend past the July 31st deadline to October the 3rd. To bring some relief, okay? But that caused problems because the Supreme Court said that no extensions can happen unless Congress actually approves the extension. So there are lawsuits right now on behalf of landlords that are saying that this is illegal. It goes against what the Supreme Court ruled, saying that in order to have it extended, Congress had to have extended it. Now, here's the issue. Here's another issue. Not only has it been extended, because I hear people all the time like, why aren't these people just paying their rent? They're so far behind on their rent. Why don't they catch up? All this kind of stuff. And there's programs out there. Let me just drop some facts for you. $46 billion has been allocated towards this program to provide relief to renters and landlords. Let me tell you, out of that $46 billion, only $3 billion has gone out, has been distributed. So it is not whereas you may have a few that you're saying, oh, they haven't contacted their, their state representative or whatever to get access to these funds. They still haven't paid any rent in over a year. There's issues with that because every state, the money was rolled down to the states to administer and roll out these programs. And the state, there's issues at the White House, there's issues at the state level where only $3 billion has gotten out. Now, why you allowed it to expire without getting the money out to the renters and the landlords who need it? Now, this program is supposed to provide up to 12 months of back rent to get you caught up, 12 months back to March 13th of 2020 in rent, and also in gas and electric bills, 12 months of gas and electric bills. Now, most people in these states don't even know that the programs have rolled out because there's been no outreach. They're having technical problems with their systems. And then there's people that have technical problems that don't have internet access. The applications are so complicated that people can't get access to the funds that they need. I can tell you, and I had this I did a post the other day, and I know one of my peers, she's a landlord. She has properties, and she, not too happy with the fact that her renter, she doesn't feel has taken any action to pay rent or try to get some relief. And what I explained to her, from experience here in Ohio, we have multiple programs here. But let me tell you, when I applied, I had struggles. First of all, they didn't pay all that they were supposed to pay. I've gone back and forth with the specialist that was assigned to me. She's been non-responsive, and I applied over a year ago. Okay, when they first rolled out the program, I was one of the first ones to apply. And so I called my utility companies, and they said, ma'am, we don't have any record, or ma'am, they only paid part of what they were supposed to pay. So then I'm going back and forth trying to talk to people, trying to escalate the issue. And meantime, people are getting shut off notices. And so last I heard on the website, it says that they're still processing applications from February. We are in August. So people still need help. It's not that the majority of people are trying to get help from these programs, and it's just so complicated to get it. And so by the time they do get relief, they've been evicted already, or their utilities have been cut off. It's crazy, right? And so the landlords on both sides, they need help. That's why they created this pool of money, which is a lot of money, to not only help the renters, but to be able to help the landlords to recoup the losses, right? So if they did that, then we wouldn't have to be dealing with these lawsuits. The reason why they're suing is because, do you know that most of the landlords out here are regular people like you and me? I mean, they're not these multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar companies. They're your neighbor, right? This is what they retired. They have rental properties. That's what they use for retirement. So they have no retirement income coming in because nobody's paying rent. Okay, so we understand the frustration on both sides, right? So I know landlords, I know small business owners, entrepreneurs, they have properties, and that is their source of income. So it's like, what do I do if I have these properties that I still owe a mortgage on? I still have to pay property taxes on, insurance on, so the bills don't stop coming in, right? So on all sides, they need relief, and we're really tired of the excuses. And let me tell you, the business owners are using their voice and power. Okay. So I say that all the time is because we have to continue to push, because business, they as much as has been provided, again, they are not providing enough relief, and they're trying to backtrack on a lot of the relief that we are supposed to be getting, not just as a community, but the small business community. Okay. And so that's where we are with the eviction. So it's like, it's just a waiting game, and people don't have time to wait when your landlord is evicting you. And I mean, people are, and they're not just evicting, right? They may just decide they're going to shut off the utilities and force you out. It's just a terrible, terrible situation. And so we need, as many of us, to start using our voice. We have to put pressure on these leaders that are, I don't know what they're doing. They living in an alternate universe or something else. Maybe it's because their paychecks didn't stop. Congress's paychecks didn't stop doing shutdown when ours did. Okay, when everybody was forced to go home, to leave school, to not only work a job, but take care of your kids, to shut down your business, they were still getting their paychecks. They were still getting their health benefits. Okay. And so we have to put pressure on them. And if they're not doing what we want them to do, we need to use our voting power and vote them out and vote the people in that are really going to help support Americans in small business, because this is ridiculous. Right. And so they continue to play the blame game and victimize people and call them that they say they have a welfare mindset and everybody is lazy. And why are these people still on unemployment when you have COVID is still on the rise here? People are still getting sick. It's crazy. So that's that, but that's not even it. Okay. That's the eviction moratorium. So I'll keep you posted on that, but call your governor's offices, call your mayor's office, call your city council. Okay. Call your congressmen and women. They have phone numbers and emails. You can simply Google them and it will pop up. We need to be flooding their phones, flooding their emails, flooding their Twitter accounts. Wherever we can flood them, we need to be doing that. So if that didn't convince you, let me just move on to EIDL and tell you the biggest news here. Like, I probably should have done this separate, but this is why you need to share this information out, and you need to be gathering up all your small business peers, because let me tell you about the EIDL program. Just this Sunday, okay, the Senate, bipartisan, they've been negotiating this bipartisan bill, $1 trillion bill, infrastructure bill, that they want to pass. So this Sunday, they released the details of where they're going to get this money from. So they're pulling the money from COVID relief, unspent money or unused money from COVID relief funds, instead of using the COVID relief funds to still provide relief to those that still need it, especially us as small business owners. But instead of doing that, okay, because they don't want to raise taxes or do any of these things. So instead of allocating the money and letting the money go to the businesses that still need it, that still are locked out of it, as many that have gotten it, they decided that they are going to take $30 billion from the EIDL program. So the EIDL program has a loan program and a grant program. The grant is an targeted EIDL advance that provides up to $15,000 in free money for your business. Okay. So let me break this down. 31 billion. So they're going to take 13.5 billion from the loan. That's how they want to pay for this infrastructure bill. Okay. And I understand we need infrastructure, but why are you taking COVID relief funds? Because they haven't been unused. Use them. Okay. So that, again, we need to let them know that this is unacceptable. Not only are they doing that, but we know that there's still $27.5 billion, I said, is left in the grant program that has not been allocated. That if you applied to the program in 2020, or you applied in 2021, or want to apply in 2021, you can get invited. You can apply to the loan program and get invited to get the grant. It's still 27.5. So instead of giving the money to who needs it, and to those people that applied in 2020 that checked the box and said that they wanted the grant, that should have gotten it under the CARES Act by law, they want to take 17.6 billion of the 27.5 billion that remains. from the businesses that still need it. Why not do the outreach? Why not open it up, expand it, give the money to the businesses that you should have given it to in the first place? So now they're going to take this money. So in the COVID in the EIDL program, to date, $236 billion has gone out to fund 3.8 million businesses. 3.8 million businesses, but that is not even a high percentage of the millions of businesses that are operating in the United States and that still need help. I mean, I can't tell you, every single day I get emails, I mean, lengthy emails of the struggles of small business and what can be done to help them keep their doors open. I mean, it just boggles my mind that they would even consider taking money from these programs that are still open, because the EIDL program is open to applicants until December the 31st of this year. So my recommendation to you all, if you have not applied to the EIDL program, apply. If you have not taken the opportunity during this entire pandemic to call your representatives, I encourage you, I implore you to do it now before they take any more money from the programs. If anything, they should be using these billions of dollars. I think in all, they want to take more than 200 billion from the COVID relief, right? And they had said they wanted to take part of unemployment, and they saved that. Why? How? Because advocates was like, hold up, no, you're not. Okay, no, you are not. Know that we have advocates, but you have to be calling. If that's what makes change happen, because they wanted to take unemployment, I think about $50 billion from unemployment or unemployment fraud, and they hadn't even properly calculated how much fraud there was. Like, how does that even work? 29 states removed people from unemployment. A jobless benefits that still need unemployment benefits. It's like, what is going on? This is crazy. Okay, so that's the EIDL program. I encourage you to apply, but I also encourage you to be calling the SBA, your district office, calling your congressional reps, calling your governor, right? Calling as many people in leadership that you can. You leverage your connections to do this, because this is insane. It's really insane. And like when I saw it, I had to do a quadruple take. I could not believe they're trying to take money from a program that it still has thousands of people that millions that still have yet to apply, that need to apply, that they still need to do outreach to be able to get it. That's why I come on here every day, because there's still so many businesses that don't know this exists. So then they find out through our channel, and then you want to take the money away. Okay. So that's why it's important not to move slowly. You have to move swiftly. If you think you're eligible, you need to just go ahead and apply. Just shoot your shot. Okay. Just go ahead and apply while there's still money available, because we don't know how long that is going to be available. Now, let's talk about unemployment. There were 385,000 new claims, excuse me, in this past week. So 2.9 million are still receiving jobless benefits. Okay, so with those states, right, the Republican states snatching workers off of unemployment, I believe there's 7. There are probably more states that are actually filed lawsuits because of that. But even with that, because their mindset was, okay, we can't hire people, or there's staff shortages because everybody is on unemployment. Everybody is not on unemployment. So they snatched all the people off the benefits, and with the hopes or the thought that then automatically all these staff shortages would just disappear, and it was all on unemployment people. No, it's not. And they still have shortages. I mean, I was just watching the news yesterday, and Spirit Airlines canceled 3-4 days in a row with up to, I think, 40 to 60% in one day of flights. But not just due to staff shortages. You got COVID, you got weather issues, you got people changing industries. Understand, people are not putting up with what they did before COVID. They're not putting up with that same thing. You have people that are employed, went back to work, and whole staffs are exiting businesses. Whole staff left, resigned from Burger King. Whole staffs resigned from McDonald's. Okay, so they really need to focus on what are the real issues that are, and there's many factors that are impacting businesses, whether small business or big business, and the staffing levels. Because the industries change, people moved on. People can't always get back to where they were into the same industries. And sometimes people don't want to. People don't want to keep working 3, 4, 5 jobs just to make a living. So now businesses, what they have to do is they have to incentivize people to come back to work for them. Even Uber and Lyft and these things are having to entice people back to work. Then you have a lot of people that said, okay, wait a minute, I'm making you millions. Okay, you are not treating us right. Let me go over here and start my own business. Okay, so many of us know what that's like. I did that back in 2014. I worked in corporate America, right? So for many, many years, and made that leap in 2014 and have been a small business owner ever since. So people are doing that as well. And it's not as easy for everybody to get a job. I mean, I was just talking to my brother yesterday about a lady. She's a fantastic woman making 7 figures, her own business. She was doing very well, 6-figure earner in corporate America, lost her job during COVID. She used her stimulus check to start a business. And that business took off. And you would think, as great as she was, it would have been easy for her to get a new position. No, it was not. She went on 50 plus interviews and didn't get not one hired her. So, it is not easy. So again, sometimes people lack compassion and empathy. And I don't know a person that hasn't been impacted by COVID-19. Just look at your own situation. How have you been impacted? So maybe you didn't get sick, but you lost your business, or you lost clients, or you lost contracts, or you had to cancel events. I mean, everybody has been impacted one way or another. So, I mean, the fact that we are lacking empathy for other people in their circumstance and not trying to help lift them up is really astounding to me. When we are still in COVID, it's not even like we're out of this thing. We were coming out, but you can't get everybody on the same page. So what does that mean? Now we back on a rise. This Delta variant is worse than the original. And now we're exceeding numbers that we were at back in mid 2020. And then you expect everybody to just be back to where we were. That's not going to happen. A lot of businesses, even if they are making money right now, it will take 3, 4, 5 years or more to get back to where they were prior to COVID. So what does that mean? I don't care where you are in your business, businesses still need relief. I mean, and even some of these state programs, I mean, please, I need to get on the news, okay? Even these state programs are leaving out a lot of small businesses that have been impacted. It's like, how do you pick and choose which businesses you're going to help? Okay, so if a business doesn't have W-2 employees, does that mean that they're not a legitimate business? Does that mean that they didn't have a loss? Does that mean they're a non-factor? It shouldn't. I mean, I've seen some state programs have grants for every single category of business, even to the home-based business, the gig worker. The amounts may be smaller, but they're still getting the help. Okay. And then some states don't have any programs at the federal level, and they got billions of dollars. We can't let them get away with that. I mean, it's just unacceptable. Florida is one. Okay, so if you live in Florida, I would be making my voice heard. I mean, if you gotta gather your small business crew, do a march down to the capital in your state, because Florida, I have not seen any real initiatives come out of Florida. I'm talking about at the state level. So that's not to say at the county and city and other groups, but at the federal level, every state got billions of dollars. So if your state does not have a grant program that they rolled out for small business, that's a problem. If they have not yet rolled out their home or mortgage and rent and utility relief programs, that is a problem, because people need help. And we didn't come up with COVID. This was no fault of our own. Okay. So, it's crazy. So I want to talk about PPP forgiveness. Just to remind you all, I've done tons of videos. We have explainer videos on the program. I actually just had some owner of a trucking company reach out to me for assistance, but people are getting PPP forgiven. Millions of businesses have already been forgiven, but more than half still need to be forgiven. And a good portion of that is under 100. We're funded 150,000. So if your lender is already accepting applications and you have spent your funds through the cover period of 8 weeks to 24 weeks, then you can apply for forgiveness. I said I applied. Did I apply the day before yesterday? Then yesterday they sent me a DocuSign for both businesses to sign. I did that. So I'm just waiting to see how long it will take to actually get the notification to say from the SBA that I have been approved. So I will definitely keep you all updated on that, because people always ask me what's the time frame from getting from one status to the next status in any one of these programs. So every time I go through these processes, I let you all know that I'm in here with you. I'm going through it too, right? So I've been tracking my PPP, just on my calendar, and in my cover periods when I was going to apply, and it was easy. I applied through my lender. I explained to you all that yesterday the SBA opened up their new portal. Six lenders have opted in, so not all lenders will opt in. I know some of the bigger banks are not opting in, but if you have a relationship with your bank and your bank was really good and the process was easy in the beginning, then you should just go back to your lender. That's what I'm doing, because I didn't have problems with my lender. But some of you all that maybe went through Blue Vine or Womply or Blue Acorn, you all have had more problems in that regard. So hopefully they opt in. It will also be too, if for some reason your lender closed shop, so they're no longer in operation, you will be able to go through this new portal and to be able to submit your application. And it is super simple, super easy in my opinion, to be able to do it. I did not have to upload any documents that was not asked of me, especially for first draw. That will not be necessary unless there's something, a special circumstance that comes up that they ask you to provide additional documentation. If your file's under investigation or there's some type of a fraud alert or something like that, then you have to follow through whatever they're asking. So please, you all keep me updated on your process as you're going through this. So I'm aware, and then I can just notify others so we can share experiences so people know, okay, they've been through this, it was easy, or if it was a challenge, how were we able to overcome that challenge? That helps more people get through the processes easier. Someone else asked me about EIDL Unverified. I did a video. You could just go to our channel, search these, go to the playlist. But on unverified information, I'm still getting new people that's saying that, business owners that's saying that they are being denied because of unverified information. Okay, so I explained what that means. I attended, the SBA did another webinar yesterday. It was an hour webinar. Then I listened to, and you can go to the SBA's Facebook page and see they have a lot of different programs, webinars, and things like that. But this is specifically keeping us updated on the progress of the improvements that they're making towards the EIDL program, which I also reported on. So they're moving much faster, 10 times, 12 times faster than they were before. I'm seeing that more business owners are getting their EIDL modifications for an increase of your funds. They're getting those. So I put out a post yesterday. They're reporting that they're getting them, but there are still people. There are people getting denied. That there's a process for that. For those that have applied for loan modification, that increase, the SBA is supposed to have all of those processed for you all by mid-August. So that's next week. They said mid-August, so that's why I'm tracking. I'm keep asking, polling to see where you all are in the process to get your increases, because I know a lot of you all need access to this funding, and it's a great program. It's not forgivable, and I know people keep asking it to be forgivable, saying you need to forgive it like you did the PPP. There are advocates calling for that. It's not happening. However, they're great terms. It's a long-term loan that makes the payments more manageable, and you don't have to pay it back for 22 months, right? So they've added on a deferment where you don't have to start paying, making payments. Okay, so depending on when you took out the loan, right? So if it was in 2020, you don't have to start paying until 2022. So just look at when did you get the loan, and then 22 months down the road, that means you have 22 months to really put your money to work for you in your business. None of this money is just to sit on. So we have to really be strategic in your business. So that means if you don't know what to do, if you're struggling and you got that money, then you need to be hiring that coach, hiring that mentor, getting that accountant, right? Getting that strategic planner, whatever it is you need to do so you can multiply that money. So it's not even an issue that you have to pay it back. They give you time to pay it back. By that time, you would have multiplied your money, and you will be able to pay it back early, because there's no early payback penalty. Okay, so that's the benefit of getting a disaster loan. Okay, and that's why there's been such a high demand, which that's why, again, I don't know why they're trying to take money from this program. I don't care how many businesses that you have already funded. There's still so many more businesses in the pipeline, and you're about to snatch that from them. And we can't allow that to happen. Okay, so I would encourage you all to do that. I do know that the Shutter Venue Operators Grant is still live, is still accepting applications. They've approved and funded more businesses that have applied to the program. So if you know of a live venue, especially if you didn't apply for the restaurant or revitalization fund, but you also qualify for a Shutter Venue Operators Grant. So that's if you're a live venue, meaning people pay tickets, right, for tickets to come see a live performance, or live artist, live comedian, live musician, anything like that. Also, if you represent or manage talent that performs live, you can apply, right? So if you have a theater, a museum, aquarium, these types of things, you can qualify for that program up to $10 million. You need to be in the sba.gov and have your DUNS number, but that is an option. That is still open. There's still several $1 billion available. That program is $16 billion, but I think maybe they funded a little more than half at this point. But there's still money available for you all to go get. So I would encourage you all to do that, even if it's not you. Even if the program, you don't qualify for it, you have business owners, peers that are entrepreneurs, gig workers, self-employed that can qualify for the program. Okay, so there's no reason we have 27.5 billion in EIDL that's still remaining, and that doesn't go to small businesses that need that money. $10,000 can do a lot for a business. I mean, even $3,000. I've been on the phone with business owners this week and last week that all they need is $3,000. $3,000. will get them to that next level, or will keep them in business, or help them meet payroll, or help them be able to hire someone on to be able to help them, even if it's a VA, right? So businesses don't even necessarily need millions of dollars. We find that they need $25,000 or less will really make a transformational impact in their business. Okay. So that's why we are helping provide capital to small business owners. That information is in the notes. I'm happy to say since June, we've actually helped 15 businesses from all types of industries get funding, get capital from their business same day. Now, I don't know if you know what that means for a business that has been waiting months and months and even a year to try to get idle money, and they need money now, and they apply with us, and they're able to get same day or next day funding to do whatever it is they need to do to meet those goals that they have for their business. That's life changing. That's business changing. So if you know any business owners need funding, please, again, share that information with them. Share this video with them. Encourage them to apply, shoot their shot, because you never know what might happen, what you will be eligible for. There's still new grants coming out all the time. There's still new organizations, businesses that are funding businesses, small business, women business, veteran business, underserved businesses that have allocated millions and billions of dollars that are still coming online to fill the gap from these federal programs that are still struggling to meet the need of small business. Okay, so that's it. So let me just see if there's any questions out here. I see all of you all on here. I appreciate every single one of you all. I pray every day for you all, for your success, for overflow of blessings, for you to be able to overcome all of these challenges. But I don't just pray. I give you the tools. I give you the resources. I give you the strategy to do it, to make it happen. And so shout out for all of you all that have gotten on calls with me, that have taken action in your business, that those that have invested in yourselves, even if you have watched our videos, just watching our videos that are free on our YouTube channel has changed businesses. I do this for free. I get on here for free. Okay. So you don't have to pay for the YouTube videos. You pay in your time. So it's how important is it for you to understand how to do it? So I do this because they're lacking in the outreach, and they're lacking in their communication while they're trying to get that all figured out. And businesses are really struggling with some of these application processes, understanding what's going on. And because I'm well versed in it, I can help you overcome those challenges. But it takes work. So you have to be willing to work, and you may have to be willing to appeal 2 and 3 times. But let's not appeal 2, 3, and 4 times without knowing what we need to do. So that's why, I help people get off that struggle bus, right? You get on a call with me, and I tell you exactly what you need to do to move the process forward, to overcome that denial. And again, it's up to you to take that action to do it. But many people have overcome denials through the appeals process, and they wanted to give up. I don't know a business owner that didn't want to give up. And I'm so glad that before you gave up, you watched me and I told you not to give up, like I'm going to say today. So I don't care where you are in the process. I know it's a struggle. I know it's a challenge. I know you're fed up. And I know you're sick and tired, but we're not going to give up. Okay. If I had given up, I wouldn't have nearly gotten the grants, the stimulus money that I have received from my business. I wouldn't have anything if I had given up. Okay. So it's worth it. It's worth it to keep going. It's worth it to persevere, to get what it is that you deserve. Okay. So let me just see. So Tiffany is saying she's filled out the forgiveness for her first draw. Congratulations. Yes, that's what makes it easy. You do not need to provide any documentation. It's a 1-page application, simple information you're providing. The loan amount, and most of that information is already plugged in from your information when you apply. Your application number, your loan amount, but you will need to put your, how many employees you have, what amount you receive, how much of that you want back in forgiveness. And just a reminder, you want all of it back, okay? Unless it's a special circumstance and you're not going to get it back, but you want to get all of it back, okay? Okay, someone else is saying that they've been working through it. Yeah, we need to get out of this financial depression. Prices have gone up, right? So even if you've done well in business, prices have gone up. Supply costs have gone up. Food costs for businesses have gone up. I mean, you know, I will keep fighting for all of your businesses, but I need you all to, I need you all behind me. I need you all to be, or with me, not behind me, but with me. That makes us a strong force to be able to get the things that we need for our businesses, to get these people to do what they were put into office to do to support our small business communities. Okay. So with that said, I don't see any major questions out here, but again, if you have any, just shoot them, put them in the comments, and I'll circle back and engage with you all later. Have a busy day. I'm sure you all do too. So thank you so much for tuning in. Continue to be the boss with amplified impact and continue to stay safe and in good health. Have a wonderful day.